Hey guys, Cody from Flow Focus here. I'm currently out on a ride and I want to take a little bit of time and talk about the kind of gear that I like to bring to my rides, whether it's like cruising on the street or like a local trail ride with some friends. These are the things I like to bring. So first of all, I want to give a quick shout out to everyone who supported us with our last few videos. We've had an enormous amount of positive reviews for our quick stop and curb mesh tutorial. So thank you guys for that. And we'll be making more videos in the future, so if there's anything you would want to see, let us know in the comments below. So something I recommend everyone bring on long street or trail rides is a fast charger, and this is great even if you have an extended battery. I remember when I was with my friends and we would go on a long ride, even a short coffee break was able to get him from 40% up to like 90% super fast, and we were able to top up and just keep going. So next up on the list is a bike pump, and this is super useful for raising and lowering your PSI on the fly. And I would find one that has a built-in gauge just so you can check your PSI. And while this won't give the most accurate result, it's good enough for on-the-fly use if you really need to check where your PSI is at and if you need to raise or lower it. So the worst part about riding through a bunch of different types of terrain is like the rocks and mud that you would get onto your footpad. So there are two types of brushes that I would bring. The first is a soft grass wire brush. This is really good for getting all the loose materials like small pebbles and rocks off of your footpad. And the second is a hard carbon steel brush. This is really good for getting off the thick mud that is caked onto the footpad. For night rides, I would recommend getting a really good handheld flashlight. While I would love the convenience of having flashlights mounted onto the Onewheel, it's just not a feasible option as the angle always changes while you're riding, especially if you're doing bonks and nudges, and it's just not angled good enough for you to be able to see what you're looking at. So I find that the most reliable method is to just use a handheld flashlight and just point it at whatever you want to see. Next on the list is a speaker for group rides. I would try to find a Bluetooth speaker that you're able to clip outside of your bag and just blast music while you're riding. If you're trying to record yourself while riding, I would definitely recommend picking up a 360 camera. The beauty of a 360 camera is you can just point out the selfie stick and just point the camera at whatever angle you want and it will just record everything. And then later in editing, you get to choose whatever the camera gets to see. And it really provides a unique way to film yourself that no other camera is really able to get. I also really like putting the 360 camera on the ground. This way you can just practice your tricks around it and you don't really have to worry about where the camera is facing or if you're in the frame of the camera. Later in editing, you can just choose whatever frame the camera sees. So next on the list is water. This one needs no explanation. Remember to stay hydrated. One that I recently started to bring to rides is a bonk rock, and it's small enough that you can carry it in your bag, but you can just plop it down wherever you want and practice some bonks. I prefer riding without a fender, but sometimes if I know the ground is going to be wet or damp, then I will bring one with me. And there are a couple of fenders that are small enough to fit into a bag, and I would definitely recommend picking up a fender that is easy to detach from your board, just so you can get to clean it a lot faster. The last thing on the list is a hex or Torx key depending on your model Onewheel, and this is super useful for quick repairs or tightening down screws, and this is a tool that you don't really think that you'll use until you really need it. And that's basically all the gear that I bring to a ride. I don't bring everything every time because a lot of it changes depending on who I'm riding with and what type of riding I'm doing. If there's anything special that you like to bring along to a ride, be sure to let us know down in the comments and give us some ideas. Again, thank you so much for all the support that you guys have given. If you haven't subscribed already, be sure to hit that button down below. We have a ton of videos planned, but we're always open to suggestions on what you want to see. Peace!